I want to dive into a topic that always seems to get people talking: celebrity rumors, the culture of gossip, and why stories about people's families and relationships blow up so much on the internet. Recently, I've noticed conversations about T.I., his son King Harris, and speculation around issues like paternity and sexuality. Now, let me be very clear before we start. This video isn't about spreading rumors or trying to confirm anything. That's not what we're about here. What I want to do is take a step back and look at why people care about these stories in the first place, why the internet loves to speculate about who's the father of someone's child or who someone might be dating, and what this says about our culture and our relationship with celebrities. Because when you really think about it, this isn't just about one family, it's about the way we all participate in and consume celebrity gossip. When a rumor pops up on the internet, especially about a famous person, it spreads unbelievably fast. It doesn't matter if it's a screenshot with no context, a shady blog headline, or just somebody making a wild claim on Twitter. Once it hits the internet, it grows. People start sharing it, reacting to it, making jokes about it, and even debating it as if it were a proven fact. And that's one of the craziest things about this era. In the age of social media, the line between fact and speculation is thinner than it has ever been. Someone doesn't need to provide evidence, they just need to say something in a way that sounds believable, and suddenly thousands of people are convinced it must be true. And when the story involves a famous name like T.I. or his son, that rumor has even more fuel to spread because fans already feel invested in their lives. But here's the part people don't always stop to consider. These rumors aren't just harmless talk. They're invasive, they're speculative, and they can actually be damaging. Think about King Harris for a second. He's young, he grew up in the public eye because of his dad's fame, and now he's constantly under a microscope. Every move he makes gets dissected by strangers, every mistake he makes gets amplified, and every rumor about him, true or not, becomes content for people online. Imagine being in your early 20s, trying to figure yourself out, while millions of people you don't even know are questioning your sexuality, your relationships, and your family situation. That's heavy. Most of us made mistakes or experimented with who we were when we were young, but the difference is we didn't have the entire internet watching us and forming opinions about us in real time. And this isn't even new. If you go back a few decades, you'll see the same thing happening with celebrities in the tabloids. Paparazzi would stalk people. Tabloids would print wild claims with no real proof, and fans would eat it up. The only difference now is that the platform has changed. Instead of waiting for a tabloid magazine, we get the rumors instantly on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and YouTube. And instead of one headline in a magazine, we get thousands of posts, memes, videos, and threads. The cycle moves faster, but the core idea is the same. People love gossip. They love drama. They love messy stories about families and relationships. And unfortunately, the messier it is, the more people want to talk about it. Let's break down why that is. One reason is relatability. Even though celebrities live lives most of us could never imagine, with money, fame, and opportunities, people look for ways to relate to them. When a celebrity has relationship drama, or a fight with their family, or something messy going on with their kids, it suddenly feels like, oh, they're just like us. They deal with the same problems I deal with. And that creates a sense of connection. But here's where it goes too far. Once people feel connected, they start feeling entitled. They think they deserve to know the truth, or that they have a right to demand answers about things like paternity tests or sexuality. That's a line we shouldn't cross, but people cross it all the time because the internet makes them feel like celebrities owe them something. Another reason these stories grow so big is silence. When a celebrity doesn't respond to a rumor, people don't usually take that as a sign that the rumor is false. Instead, they take it as a sign that the rumor must be true. That's just how our brains work. We're uncomfortable with silence, so we fill it with our own assumptions. If T.I. or King Harris don't address something, fans and blogs start connecting dots that may not even exist. They'll analyze body language in interviews, they'll pull up old tweets, they'll overanalyze lyrics in songs, all in the name of finding proof. But really, all they're doing is guessing and projecting their own narratives onto people they don't actually know. And when it comes to sexuality, this can be especially damaging. In 2025, we like to think we've moved forward, that people are more accepting and open-minded. But the truth is, sexuality is still one of the biggest areas where gossip thrives. If someone doesn't act or look exactly how people expect, rumors start flying. If a young man like King Harris dresses a certain way, speaks a certain way, or is seen hanging out with certain people, suddenly the internet starts labeling him. And let me be clear, someone's sexuality is nobody's business except their own. It's deeply personal, and if a person chooses to share it, that's on their own terms. But when the internet decides to speculate and label someone before they're ready, it doesn't just cause gossip. It can hurt their mental health, their relationships, and their career. There's actually research that explains why these rumors spread so fast. Psychologists point to three main reasons: anxiety, ambiguity, and importance. When people feel anxious about not knowing something, they try to fill in the gaps. When a situation is ambiguous, like not knowing who the father of someone's child is, people make guesses. And when the subject feels important, especially when it involves famous people, the rumor becomes even more powerful. That's exactly why these celebrity family stories blow up. They hit all three boxes. Fans are anxious because they don't know the truth, the details are unclear, and because the people involved are celebrities, it feels like a big deal. Once social media gets involved, the rumor takes on a life of its own. But just because a rumor spreads doesn't mean it's true. And even if it is true, that doesn't mean we as fans are entitled to know it. That's the line I keep coming back to. We can be interested in a celebrity's art, their music, their shows, their movies. We can even be entertained by the drama that comes with fame. But when we start demanding personal details, DNA tests, explanations of family drama, or proof of someone's sexuality, we're crossing into territory that's not ours. That's invasive. That's disrespectful. And it's dangerous because it teaches younger fans that it's okay to demand access to people's private lives just because they're famous. Now, I'll be the first to admit, sometimes these stories are entertaining. Sometimes the memes are funny, the reactions are hilarious, and the group chat conversations are wild. But we've got to learn to stop where the line is. There's a difference between laughing at a funny meme and truly believing we're entitled to personal answers. Because the truth is, celebrities don't owe us anything beyond the art they choose to share. If T.I. wants to share family drama publicly, that's his choice. If King Harris wants to talk about his relationships, that's his choice. But until then, our role as fans is to enjoy their work, not to interrogate their personal lives. So let's bring it back full circle. The rumors about T.I. and King Harris, whether they're true or not, don't actually matter. What matters is that they're human beings, and like any human beings, they deserve privacy. If they want to share details about fatherhood, relationships, or sexuality, that's up to them. But until then, we should stop treating speculation like fact. We should stop demanding proof. And we should definitely stop acting like we have the right to answers just because we're curious. Because if the roles were reversed and strangers were making 20-minute videos about your family or your relationships, you wouldn't like it either. And just because someone is famous doesn't mean they stop deserving basic respect. And that's my take on this whole thing. Celebrity gossip might be entertaining, but it's not evidence, and it's not our business until the people involved choose to make it public. So what do y'all think? Do fans go too far when it comes to demanding details from celebrities, or is this just part of the price of fame? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Smash that like button if you enjoyed this breakdown, and don't forget to subscribe for more commentary like this. Peace!